Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020.
Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Denver Broncos
and the Las Vegas Raiders. And we are underway here in Las Vegas. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Ready, break, check, contact.
First play, and Hurts looking to throw it.
Oh, he's going to air it out right away.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
Let's go now.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
They go play action with Hurts.
He's going to let it go again. He's got a man complete.
It's a big play there for Vegas.
66 yards.
And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And we knew that they tried to attack the secondary, but I'm not sure that we thought they'd do it right on the first drive of the game. But here they saw an opportunity, seized it, and it's a big play right off the bat.
And that throw, wow, 72 yards in the air according to Next Gen Stats. Here's Jacobs.
And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Jacobs again. And he'll be stopped up short as the tackle is made at about the 3.
And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Jacobs.
Yeah, this is going to depend on his spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They go with Jacobs. And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand.
Ready. Go check.
The slot man in motion right.
They'll begin on the ground with Akers.
And now off off to the races down the right side. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score.
Cam Akers, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are on the board first here in Vegas.
Will Lutz on for the point after. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week, and in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
He's going to float this one deep right side.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. The Raiders had 3 and 8 on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well, because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team, both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Warriors 17.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
Got a man open. It's Darren Waller.
And he is going to have a Raiders first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on 4th down.
11 yards on the pickup.
And that's good for a Vegas first down. They'll run with a big back, A.J. Dillon. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up, They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
They go back to the... And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
No gain on the play there. Second down.
Check pass. Check pass.
Going right back to Akers.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. Rolling to his right. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
18 ready.
They'll drop to throw.
That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones.
And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Donovan Peoples-Jones
With touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Broncos' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
The full team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense, and go right back and score again. You got to like the way that's working for them.
That's exactly right. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, 2-score lead. A little bit like you at breakfast this morning. I got to get this in. You had a perfect omelet, dropped it, so a little bit of a turnover. You went right back, though, and got that omelet and crushed it.
You got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do.
A little worried about your hands, though.
Yeah.
Lutz now to kick this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
Hey, smash Broncos!
They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Caden Stearns. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls.
And this is caught for a Bronco. Mike Gesicki, a 24-yard touchdown.
And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now 21-0.
The score, Broncos 21, Raiders nothing. Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
At their own 13-yard line.
Get it.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And the tight end goes in motion left. On first down, they go with Jacobs again.
75 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. Once again, it's Jacobs. And some room to maneuver. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. Here's Hurts to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And they'll work this down inside the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Throwing is Hurts.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. That's good for 28 yards.
And Charles, of interest here, that last throw is going to put him over 20,000 yards passing for his career, and that's not a bad number.
You're exactly right about that, and even though it's nowhere near the top of the leaderboard, because when you think about it, Brady and Breeze, they've done that 4 times over. But when you hit 20,000, let's face it, only a little over 100 guys have ever done that in the NFL. It's worthy of some applause.
Here we go. Stack.
Hurts.
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line.
Big Lion.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal, and he is going to lose yardage here.
Facing this big first-half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it.
He'll look to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And the Broncos will take over on downs.
Here we go, here we go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball.
Down the numbers. There he goes. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Cam Akers
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Broncos are able to add on to their first-half lead.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it is 28-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need him right now because they're trailing.
He's got a man complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway.
Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Broncos.
They'll look to throw here.
They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
18, pioneer. Go.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
That is caught by Smith-Schuster. Touchdown, Raiders.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Raiders take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again.
And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21.
Boy, 194 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. On play action, they'll throw.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Donovan Peoples-Jones
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
On first down, Hurts. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Third quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a 2nd and 10. Off the option, here's Jacobs.
And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Not at all what they envisioned on third down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Let's go. Panther 11, Panther 11. Dixie Maverick, Dixie Maverick.
They're going on fourth down with Hurts.
He's going to air one out, and that is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. On the handoff, running left is Akers.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of the drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
Warriors 17.
2nd and 5. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Raiders are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
18 Rattler.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And this is caught at the 8. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
So the false start will back them up 5.
Colton Miller, former first-round pick, called for the penalty there.
That false start knocks them back behind the 10 now as they'll try again. 1st and goal.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. They'll set up a throw.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Trap 60, trap 60.
Back to throw again. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Panthers 50, Panthers 50. Mustang 19. 19 tight, 19 tight. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Looking to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And the Broncos will take over on downs.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he cannot pull it in.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
The partner is still in the 3rd quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the 4th quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
And the Raiders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Cup 19, Cup 19.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Here we go.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Panther 11, Panther 11. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Ready?
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Looking deep for Adams. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Devontae Adams, 34 yards.
And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go now.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think they might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let them go out there with a little bit more confidence.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. They'll look to throw now on first down.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up four fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
31 yards.
And the Broncos look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this fourth quarter.
He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown. A great effort there. 79 yards.
And the Raiders get a bit closer.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And that'll cut the lead back now to 21.
Makes the score.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
One play has him to the 37 here for first and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Boy, 30 more yards and another first down.
Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
On first down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go again here with Akers.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Broncos. T. Higgins, a 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the Broncos up the lead to 4 scores now here in this fourth quarter.
Lutz with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
49. Raiders 21. Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Hurts. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30.
And he'll be ridden out of bounds all the way down at the 15-yard line. It's a big play there for Vegas.
66 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And the Raiders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run it with Jacobs. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs taking it in from a yard out.
And the Raiders are able to cut into that deficit. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
They'll give this to Akers running right.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, and you have to get the ball back. Everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands. Whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge fourth quarter stop? Now it looks like he'll throw here. And this is going to be intercepted.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Raiders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Hurts.
And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Ready? Hey, check that. Check that. Street.
A loss of 10 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Check. 60 Bobcats. 7 Pirates.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Ready, break. Rig. 70 Ranger. Let's go.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Broncos come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Denver, their very slim playoff hopes get a boost as they move to 5-7. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas,
it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9.
And they will be back home next week for a date with the Washington Commanders.